What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hi, hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you for asking. My name is Bella Waldorf, and this is my job. I'm back recording at the job because the grind never stops. Period. Okay. I'm the one that will be at work looking for new work. Hence, hello, right? And this is 10 Toes About It, where we stay 10 toes, period. Now, first and foremost, I want to say I apologize for this video being so late. It's maybe about a month late. Maybe I might be dragging it. It might not be a month, but anyway, this is the long-awaited part 2 of my other video. Why was I so obsessed with him? I'm gonna have that right here. So this second part is kind of a little bit of, it's the story of our ending, me and Swanson, I think I named him, how I got over it and the closure I never got. But before we get into that story, please go ahead, remember to like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, turn that bell notification on, honey. Okay, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. My name is 10 Toes About It on Instagram and TikTok. I'm gonna put it here at the bottom right here. And also, if you are liking, this is actually a dress. I'm gonna have a picture to the side of me. This is from Shein. This is actually one of my favorite dresses. It's very comfortable, hella slimming, and I keep doing this because I don't have the right bra on, but it's dress is hella sexy. Get it, wear it, tell them I sent you so I can get monetized and sponsored. We left off talking about prom. Well, we got to prom, right? So our prom night was, I think it was in May. I think that's like the usual time for high school prom in New York. So I was beasting to go to prom because I feel like anybody, when they think of their high school prom, they're gonna think of, like the big dress and the experience you'll never forget and the time of your life, and like this is the most important night of your life, right? So my prom dress was, I wish I still had pictures, but if I find one, I'm gonna insert it. I think I have one picture from my prom night, one picture of the entire night, and I had this black, it was I guess tube dress. Our tubes just the straight, because mine was like a sweetheart and it had like rhinestones, and then it was ruched. It was like ruched up and down like this, and it gave you the snatching up in all the places it needs to be. Yes, honey. It was short, because one thing about me, back then, today, tomorrow, or later, I like to show skin. Sure, to have some black lace tights on and these black booties that I had for years. It was cute. My prom dress was $46. It was $46, and I got it from I don't remember. It was one of these like mom and pop stores on 3rd Avenue. If you're from the Bronx, you know. My sister did my hair. My other sister did my makeup. I had to travel from Brooklyn. Oh, it was a whole lot. But my sisters got me right. Shout out to y'all. Swanson, I had to beg. And you know what? Now that I think about everything, I feel like he liked the fact that I liked him so much, and I would just like to do stuff for him. I would have to beg him, like beg, because he never wanted to do nothing. He was too cool for everything, and first of all, he was like my best friend, so I wanted him to be with me to do everything. And secondly, he was like my little boo thing, so I times 10 wanted you to be with me, right? So I'm like begging him to go to prom. Let's go, be my prom date. I had to beg him to be my prom date. I think he only agreed because the girl he wanted to go with, he asked her and she said no. I think so. Like, looking back, knowing the kind of man he was, I think that's the only reason why. So senior dues were, I think, like 150, like regular pricing. The senior trip was to like Hershey Park. I didn't go. First of all, I've never been a amusement park type of person. So going, I'm not gonna pay. I just didn't want to go, and my boo wasn't going, so why would I be there? So they went to Hershey Park. I didn't go. I heard, I think there was some type of scandal at that trip. I don't remember, but I think there was a scandal. Yeah, it was a scandal, right? And also with the dues with the park admission, food. I think our prom ticket was separate. Dues was the park admission, cap and gown, pictures, the senior ring and stuff like that. So the prom fees were separate. He claimed he didn't have the money. I think he just, the girl asked him, no, he asked the girl, she said no, and they kind of like put him out the mood. So then that was his other reason for not wanting to go. He don't got the money for the ticket. He don't got the money. Blah, blah, blah. This man always had, in my experience, if you always have money for, you got money. Okay, you got money. So again, like I'm thinking prom night was gonna be the night that he finally got it, and he saw me under the fluorescent light and was just like, it didn't happen. It ain't happen. Yo, so the music was good. Like I remember my the prom night DJ was actually, it was on a boat. It was on a boat from Manhattan Pier, and the DJ was lit. Like the DJ had the jams going, the Jimmy jams, and one thing about me, I like to dance. So he had the music was playing and everybody was dancing and chilling and stuff. And back then, like grinding was a thing, and I've never really been a grinder. One, because I don't know how to do it. Two, because most people do not have rhythm, and it makes it real. It becomes real awkward, real cringy, and I was like, you know what? This man danced with everybody else. He danced with every single girl that was there. He tried to dance with the teachers. He was dancing with the principal. He was dancing with everybody. Everybody got multiple dances, and you're gonna see why in a second. He was dancing with his homeboys. They were doing like the bro shuffle or whatever the fuck. Everybody got to dance, and everybody, and then like the last two songs, he grabbed my hand and turned me around, and I was just like, it's just like, it's really pitiful because that nigga gave me crumbs and I ate that shit, and I was like, ooh, stuffed. Girl, if you don't get no damn standards, what that girl said? Stand up. Stand up.
How do you hoes act like if you ain't in no relationship, you gon' die? Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up! Stand up!
Like, oh my God, like you could not tell me nothing about when it came to that man. Like, I was obsessed. There was plenty of people, why do you like him? He's not even nice to you. But in my head, it was, you know, this is our love story, and you know, it's just gonna true love prevail. For me, in my head, when it came to this man, I thought we were gonna have the love story that, you know, true love prevailed, and we were able to get it together, and you know, he pulled through. I don't know what the hell I thought I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be the ghetto love story you see on BET Tonight and stuff like that. Like, and it wasn't that. It wasn't even giving that. But I don't know what it was that had me so on this man, because at this point, we didn't have sex. We would like kiss here and there. I had other boys on me, so it's not like he was the only one giving me attention. I don't know. Yeah, so you know, he gave me his little pity grinding, and I'm going hard because I think they was playing like Lady Gaga something, and I was like heavy on the Gaga back then. And you know, it was him, like he finally gave me a chance, you know, and I'm just like, I planned to show out for my little 5-second chance, right? And I did. So, graduation. The day of our graduation, like I mentioned in my other video, if it was not for me, he would not have graduated because I was doing his homework. I was waking him up for school. I was making sure he stayed the whole day. And when there were days that he cut school and left and didn't tell me, when I told y'all my heart was broken, I was like, well, there's no reason for me to still be here. I didn't leave, but it definitely was on side. My man not here, why am I here? He wasn't my man. He was not my man. So the day of our graduation, I have a couple pictures. I'm gonna insert them. Was a mess. Our graduation was a mess. It was cute because it was in the yard, in like the little yard area of our school. And everybody had one solid color. Everybody was blue. It was regular. We didn't really do the pomps and circumstances. We didn't do that. We did have one song that I think it was the only song that, because we had like a band. They sang S&M. Rihanna's S&M, I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Yeah, that song. They sang that. And it wasn't just the girl took the mic and and pressed the other buttons on the thing and then the song just started and everybody's like, what the heck? No. The girl went up there, went to the band and 5, 6, 7, 8. And then they started singing S&M by Rihanna, the song about like sexual deviance. That was my graduation song. And to this day, every time I hear it, I'm just like, I mean, my school had a daycare. So on the level of turned upness, should I really have been surprised? Because that school was on 10 all the time. Speaking of on 10 all the time, that school, I'm looking this way because I'm looking at the camera to make sure nobody thought it was shoot. So that, I'm gonna say his name because what is he gonna do? His name is Will. Big, tall Spanish nigga. I respect him so much because he did what everybody wanted to do. This man, so as everybody was getting their quick little, I mean, it's not really quick, I've been talking for a minute. This man went on stage, got his, because everybody was allowed to get their diplomas and be like, oh, thank you, congratulations, everybody. That's what I did. So he went on stage and got his diploma and was like, thank you, congratulations, everybody. Go, you, fuck you, and you, fuck you, and you. So many teachers, they let him go on. It was so bad to the point where they had to like rush up on stage and get him because he started going off. He started flipping everybody the bird and was like, F you this and F you that, and everybody got it. And we was all just like, half of us was dying dead laughing on the floor. The other half was like, somebody was gonna do it. We didn't know it was gonna be him, but Will has always been turned up, so I don't know why we didn't expect it to be Will. It was Will. Will got up there and just it was really funny. It was funny and surprising. It was, anyway, my graduation meal, my mom took me to McDonald's. Yeah. My mother is amazing, but she put her attention to certain things and you could always tell, but that's not their story. But yeah, no, we went to McDonald's for my graduation meal. I didn't even get food. Why did we even go in there? Actually, I think because my friend from the other school that I went to, that I didn't graduate, they came. I think one of them was getting food, and then we just went to McDonald's and just started taking pictures. It was ridiculous. We didn't even have like a graduation meal. I think, I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, no, I didn't even, we stopped at McDonald's for like a second. And then I went home, got dressed and showered, and then ditched them because Swanson was like, yo, pull up on me. And again, I thought that night was gonna be, it wasn't, because I pulled up and Matt of our other friend pulled up, and I was like, oh, it's a gathering. I thought it was just gonna be an intimate gathering. It was like a friendship gathering for everybody who graduated, and I'm just like, oh, everybody's here. Hey y'all, okay, I guess. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but that night I tried cake. If you got it, you got it. If you did not, I can't tell you. But they sold it in the stores in like the little container that usually comes in. They sold it in the store. I think it had a different name. It had a very crazy smell, and it didn't get you high, but it made you cough a lot. I tried that night. I don't even think they sell it anymore, but do not smoke fake weed. Don't try fake drugs. I'm not saying to try real drugs. Just listen to what I'm not saying and what I am saying. Think like, oh, your graduation night, you maybe drinking, maybe, having fun doing something. And which we were, but it went from drinking and smoking to him talking about all the girls he wanted to be with and date and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over there next to him like, and he knew what he was doing to my little heart. He knew, and I was just like, I would just sit there and let the shit happen. I really, you know what, women, ladies, let me take this break real quick. From today on, from whenever y'all see this video to the rest of your lives, we are gonna start taking accountability. These men don't do nothing that we do not allow them to do. These men don't do nothing that they're allowed. Exactly. They don't do things that they are never not checked for. If they're checked for, they're corrected, it's not likely to happen again. You let them rock, they're going to continue to rock. You give them an inch, they're going to take them out. They shenan once, they're going to keep shenaning, and they're going to shenan again. And then we end up in a situation that we're in, and we just be like, why? It's because of you. Because they let it happen. So his birthday was after graduation, but for that year he was going to, I don't know if other colleges and other states do it, but New York has, New York colleges, like the state colleges or whatever, they have instant admission days or insta days or something like that, where you come in with all your paperwork and they give you a immediate decision right then and there. I forgot what school it was that we had went to that day. Me, his mother, his grandmother, and my mother, and him, we had all packed into his mama little car and went up to the college to do his instant admission. I had got instantly admitted too, but the thing with that school is they didn't have dorms. They didn't have on-campus housing, they had off-campus. So they were going to be able to help us pay rent and stuff like that, but we just had to find the housing. I wasn't able to go because I did not find housing in time, and so me and his plan was I was gonna go stay with him, but because I took too long to go, this nigga brought his ex-girlfriend. He brought his ex, the one that just had him so messed up and so effed up. He had this girl's name tattooed on him. He brought his ex, and they shared the apartment that he and I was supposed to share and live in and make love and make babies. When I tell y'all, for the 100th millionth time, this broke my little heart. Oh my God, y'all, this broke my little heart in shattered pieces all over the world. I was just like, no, he did not do that. He brought his ex to the apartment that he and I were supposed to share and get married in. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I'm not gonna bore y'all with all of my years of crying after that, because it definitely took me some time to get over that. So a couple years go by, and this was before I had went away to college. In 2013. Yeah, so yeah, this was the summer. Actually, this was the summer before I went to. Yeah, because I ended up going to college for the winter semester in January of 2013. The summer of 2012. This boy, we were, after I got over the whole thing with that, he and I were back to being best friends, sister, brother, shit like that, right? So he came over, him and the girl had broke up for the 100th millionth time. They broke up, and the night before he came to my house, he was like drinking and indulging and doing a bunch of stuff that he had no business doing. And it was hot, like the summertime in New York is no joke. So he was doing all of that or whatever. The next morning he came to my house. When I tell you this boy was lethargic out of it, he came and sat down on the couch and was just like, and that was his energy the entire time he was over my house. And we like I'm trying to talk to him and give him food, give him water, something, and I'm thinking it was because he was crying about the girl. And in that apartment, we had a really long hallway to get from the living room and the rest of the house to the front door. He went to turn the corner to go down the hallway, and all you heard was a body collapse. While y'all go over there, this man is passed out. I don't do well in medical emergencies. I'm very much I'm gonna run in circles until someone figures it out and just like, go do this, because I cannot handle it. My mom got up and jumped into a fucking saber hole, and she called the EMTs. They came, and it was my first time ever being in an EMT ambulance at all. They came and they got him, picked his big ass up off the floor, and I have never, man, woman, I've never, well, babies, children, obviously, because it makes sense. I've never seen anybody flip out over getting needles who was over the age of like 10. Now, I'm not saying I enjoy being poked. Like, I'm not. But, it's uncomfortable, but I'm not going to cry. Like, this. Flipping out. He was cursing the doctors out. He was yelling and screaming, and he couldn't sit still. And I'm just like, it's funny because he has mad tattoos, and the doctor was like, he was like, how you scared of this needle, but you covered in tattoos? And he was like, the needle doesn't go inside your skin. And I was like, oh my God, like he was screaming and crying like a fucking baby because he was getting this needle. And I'm like, oh no, I am not letting this man who cannot take getting in the, no, I'm not letting him fucking ruin my life, girl. Yeah, I was. I did. Yeah. We got to the freaking hospital. They telling us that he had a mix of like heat stroke and like extreme hungoverness, and then the heat wasn't helping, and then the doctor was like, oh, what got you to this point, like what's wrong with you, what's this and that. And he was like, oh, the first thing he kept telling them was me and my girl broke up. So they're like, oh, you like this because of a bitch? And then they would like professionally laugh at him, like they was gonna be like, ha ha, you dumbass nigga. It was more like a this is all over a woman. And I'm just like, and then mind you, the guy in the EMT, mind you, we didn't even know these people. The guy in the EMT was like, oh, you got your girlfriend over there stressed, and he can't breathe, can barely speak. Shut up, my girl. And I'm just like, just standing there taking it, letting shit happen. So the doctors are like professionally laughing at him because he has like freaking alcohol poisoning and dehydration over a bitch, and they're just like, guy, do better. A couple of months later, we get to the point where he is finally ready to give himself to me, but in the adult way. We fake slept together. No. So a couple of months go by, and we're still, sometimes we're brother, sister, best friend. Other times we're, about to make this thing official and like talking nasty to each other and stuff like that. And he comes over and, it went down. Kind of. And I say kind of because, how do I say this on YouTube? I got my period. He was like, and we stopped. So I ended up, then I had ended up going to college, and I'll insert the thumbnail for that college story. I have a lot more, which I'm gonna get to. I'm gonna start writing my treatment for my other college experience story time, because I had a time. So I'm gonna like jump around a little bit. So I went to school for a year. I came back, I was homeless. I'm gonna get into that in another video. That's not this video. So then I moved in with miserable. I'm thinking about making my being homeless in New York a series, because if there's anything you should know about me, you would know that I absolutely adore New York, but I was always homeless in New York. But I love it so much, and even now, I just love it. So I went to school, came back. I ended up going into the shelter, and then I moved into that apartment where the guy wiped his ass with my towel. And then after that, me and my old best friend, ex-best friend, moved into that other apartment where, what was her name? Dummy or Dum Dum. I'm gonna insert the picture for that video. And then she left, and then my mom moved into that apartment, and then I was homeless again. So then after coming out the shelter for the second time in like 5 years, yeah, second time in 5 years, I had moved into the apartment with miserable. Yeah, I moved into the apartment with misery, hater, nasty. It all works. It all. Yeah. Well, Swanson and I had got back in contact, and we was talking, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, we older now, and maybe his emotions is more stable, and maybe we can just get it together and just be together. I held on to this thought for so long, and I cannot tell you why. I don't know what it is he had over me, but like, I wanted that nigga to marry me. I was gonna get on my knees and ask him to marry me. It was that bad. So we had got reconnected, and we're talking, right? We're talking, and this man is telling me we got on the phone. Oh God, we got on the phone. And when I tell y'all, he started telling me from the moment I met him till that very day, and that was about 8 years. Yeah, about 8 years. He was telling me all the things I've ever wanted him to say. That he was in love with me. That we should have been together. That, we being with the girl was a mistake, and having her come up to the school was a mistake, and he knows that it should have been me, and everybody in his family wants us to be together. Everybody can see us being together, and he loves me, and he wants us to have kids and all this stuff. And I'm on the phone. In my mind, we're having the conversation I've always wanted us to have, aside from him telling me the things I've always wanted to hear. Example, I'm just like, no, because you wanted to be with everybody else and not me. He's like, no, I love you. It's just, no, I love you. And I'm just like, no, because fuck you. And he's like, no, but I love you. And I'm just like, no, I love you, but fuck it. And this is like really happening. Yeah, this is a real conversation that we're having. Like, and and I'm so elated because I'm like, yo, it's finally fucking happening. You know what this man said? I forgot what it was that I asked him, but he said, "Oh, I don't know, cause I've been." He was like, he was like, "Oh, I don't know, cause I've been drinking." And I was like, "Yo, for real? Like, you drunk right now?" Yeah, yo, I've been drinking and this and that. And I'm like, and for the umpteenth time, y'all, my little heart broke. Because how dare you? And this is one of the reasons why I say I feel like he enjoyed toying with my emotions. Yes, it was my fault because I never nipped that shit in the bud. But I feel like he liked it because I don't know, like, just like, who does that? Like, that's low-key evil. Like, why would you do that? Like, you got me on the phone, and you know that what you're telling me is what I've always wanted to hear from you, and you just, yes, and going and going and going. I'm just like, But then the nigga was like, oh, I'm a little lit. I was so hurt. And then his sentence that I would never, ever forget, because the way it made my heart do something, he said, I'm not letting you get away this time. Was that the end of our... No. No. Because guess what? He came over a couple weeks later and we did it again. We did it again and there was no interruptions this time. It happened through and through, and it really, for me, was like, it was so emotional. Like, I was so like, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, I knew where he was. I knew where he was. I knew how he was. I knew, but I didn't care. He could tell me straight up with his mouth, I do not want you. And I'm just like, you don't want me to do what? It was very much giving Professor Ogilvy and Nikki Parker. Seriously, fucking seriously, because if anybody ever seen that show, you would know that Nikki wanted him, but any time that her attention was off that man, where was the professor? Miss Parker, I love you. Why are men like that? Why do y'all do that? So then I don't really remember how we ended up like splitting again. So we fell off, and then some years later, when I had started dating Pitbull, I think that's what I named him. He popped up again, and he hit me with the fuck that nigga that you love so bad. He hit me with that, and half of me was like, but the other half of it was like, no, this is my boyfriend. But I'm still, wondering. He wanted all of my attention, but would not, and could not give me what I needed. He just didn't want to. Like we as women or men or whatever you're into, we have to start being careful of people like that who want us when they want us. And then when we finally are over them, finally have our attention on something, not even on someone, but on something else, here they come with their addictive personality, and then it's just like, ooh, it's so easy to fall back into it because you just want that person. I pray the spirit of discernment and discipline on each and every person watching this, because we can't let that shit happen no more. Like, I'm definitely finally over the situation, but if I could go back to my 18-year-old self and be like, bitch, even that probably wouldn't stop me. It would not have stopped me, because I would be like, ow, then I'm gonna go call him. But I definitely wish I would have listened to myself. But I knew this. Nobody was telling me nothing I did not know. But the other side of me was just like, you don't know what you're talking about. And unfortunately, that's side one. But one thing about me, I will never call another woman stupid, because when I tell y'all, I've been through some with these men. I mean, the worst thing that happened to me was my man got 2 babies on me, and I stayed with him. But that's the other story. Feel free to watch it. I will link it. It's funny. It's a good one. It's a doozy. But yeah, that's the end of that story time. And I just want to let y'all know, ladies, like, we don't have to be dealing with that shit. There's way too much on this planet to be stuck on one who don't know if he wants you or not. Who knows? But he would rather play with you. We don't have time for that. It is 2023. Whatever day, year, time, month you see this, that's what it is. We do not have time for it. We don't have time for it. We better not, and we have to stop making the time for it. We know we don't have time for it, but we need to start acting like we don't have time for it, because they can't get an opportunity if we don't give them one. They can't take that mile if we don't give them that inch. And we need to start having faith and respect for ourselves, because we have no time. There's no time. There's no time, especially when you running after Mr. I don't know if I want you right now, but Mr. Let me take you to Dubai is over here. Why are you not talking to him? Kim, okay? Go to Dubai. And I get it. It could be like a thing where your emotions is more stronger with that person, but you have to think. You're emotionally tied to what? Really? Like be honest with yourself. You're emotionally tied to what? And if you know that whatever you're about to say does not make no sense, Again, I pray for the spirit of discipline and discernment, because that's the D you need. Discipline. Thank you for making it all the way this far. Like, comment, subscribe, share, repeat, and follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And I love you, and I will see you in my next video.